Hello, potatoes, and welcome back to another Pick a Card reading. Today I have a reading on what karma you are experiencing in this lifetime that you have carried over from a prior lifetime, and how you're doing with that karma. If you're working through it, or if it's at a standstill, what's going on. So we have 3 piles to pick from. And I have bracelets to, if you are into the crystals and bracelets and whatnot. All right, so we have pile number 1, which is this white bead one. Pile number 2, which is this like multicolored one. Pile number 3 is this beautiful green bracelet. All right, I will let you go ahead and choose. Hello, pile number 1. This is your reading for what karma from another life have you carried over into this life. And I already have all your cards laid out, so let's get right into it. So right here you have, the top of the reading is the 9 of Wands. And this is a very interesting 9 of Wands because it shows sort of this... It's the human head on like a dog-like body, or it looks like a dog-like body, and sort of almost in this walled-off area. And I almost wonder if in another life you felt very out of place and different and odd, and that you were human, but there was something very different about you, and possibly even that others maybe even picked on you for something different or odd about your physical appearance. And there's this real defensiveness in the 9, but in a way of like building up walls against yourself, not against yourself, walls to protect yourself. So in another life, you very much felt different, felt very, I feel like, just sort of picked on by the world. I see you almost building up this like very, just again, this protective energy against others that did this to you, that made you feel, they didn't do anything to you, they just made you feel out of place. And I feel you always at odds with others because of this. Like there's this constant like struggle to be who you were. And with this 5 of Wands of somebody like blowing out your light, there's this like your differentness made you so special and unique and different in a prior life, but others just, I don't know if it's because you listen to others, or just your struggle with being different. It could have been in another life you had something physical about you that was very different. And that you actually struggled against that as opposed to embraced it. So it dimmed your light because of that struggle, and others, the things, the words of others, the thoughts of others dimmed you. Just a constant battle and struggle with this. And here's that burden. Here we go. This is the end of that life. This is the end of that life right here. And you're taking that with you because it's something that never got released. So here, at a soul level, your soul was like, let's redo this. This is something that I feel I needed to learn, and I don't want to do it that way. I don't want to do it the same way that I did in that life. So let's move on into a new life and try to work this karma out. It's very possible that it's not very possible. It is. When you come into a life as a soul, you come in to experience certain things and overcome certain things. That's why when people are like, oh no, my life is so sad and why are these things happening to me? It's like, no, think about how like at a soul level, like you really wanted to experience some stuff, and it's all not always rainbows and butterflies and beautiful feelings. It's sometimes not, if it's not hard and difficult, then your soul is not growing. And it's when you're in the most difficult situations that your soul really grows. And so you came into this life and struggled with something here, about who you were, who there was something that you were born into this, into that life that you wanted to be very different. You wanted to experience different and to do something with that different that you didn't do. And it looks like the struggle with it. There was something, and almost too that that you didn't shine in the light of your differentness. Instead, you allowed others to dim your light as opposed to shining in your differentness. And you even walled yourself away and felt very defensive and like, frustrated with this. And then here we go into the other light. So here we go. We're coming into the new life. I'm taking this as the past life, and then the bottom as the new life that you're currently living. And in this, we have this Ace of Wands. It's a rock that is being like cracked open, and there's something growing from within it. So I very much see this is you, and there's that form of a person here, and that you have come into this new life to crack yourself open from this hard shell that you have from the prior life. And so you're wanting to, and even possibly in that past life, you want to experience all that to build up that potential, that karma, and then come into a new life completely hardened by it, and to crack it open. And we're seeing, let's see, so as far as how you're currently dealing with it, it looks pretty good. There's some toxic energy here with this. Let me pull a card. I mean, for the most part, it looks like, so you have the Nine of Cups, the the Devil. I don't know why I was drawing a blank on the Devil. The Devil and the Knight of Cups and the Page of Cups, and then we have an Oracle card here. It does look like, okay, so let me pull a clarifier for this. Can I get a clarifier for the Devil here, please, Spirit? King of Pentacles. All right, let's just stare at this for a minute. Okay, sorry. I'm glad I slowed down there. Sometimes I get ahead of myself and I read cards wrong. This is not the Nine of Cups. It is the Four of Cups, which is very different. So, which is about like an offer, either being refused or, not seeing an offer potentially. But what I see here is instead, that's why I was like looking at it, and I see these cups being dumped out, and there's this kind of beaming energy of this one cup. And it's like, I'm getting the message of like focusing in on what's important as opposed to what you, or the people in life that might have something bad to say, or the bad emotions, or it's like focusing in on what's important here. And yeah, typically in the Four of Cups, it's sort of like this depicting a person where they're like not really like looking, but this is all just cups here, and some cups are dumped out, and there's this beaming focus on the one. And I do feel very much that you are looking at the uniqueness of yourself and being very accepting of it, and that instead of this but there is this toxic energy of others, of society, of ideas about, like just everything in general. Like when you have like different ideas about what's appropriate and what's not, and like sometimes you have there there is, okay, here's what I'm getting. There's a lot of information coming in. There is still that like devil on your shoulder is basically what I'm getting. Is this devil is still very much on his shoulders, whispering in your ear things about you that might make you, that are wrong, that make you feel bad, but I see you in like not listening to that it does get to you sometimes, and even maybe other people, just toxic energies around you saying things or judgments, or maybe in your life you've had in this lifetime you've had experiences where that's been like triggered. But I see you just being like still growing, still as King of Pentacles, with all its so stable, and like all this growth around, and like the fruiting, and very much just like, I'm okay with that. I'm okay with the differentness of me. I'm okay with if I look differently than other people. I'm okay with if I say odd things that other people don't agree with. I'm okay with who I am that is different than what the norm is. And I see you very much like this loving energy towards it. This loving energy of the differentness of you. Like I love here in this Page of Cups, this there's like, how am I, hold on, sorry. The oddness of pigs flying, like there you are, sorry, I'm just, okay, so yeah, like incorporating this otherness, this like being like offering love to this otherness of you, and being like totally like, and I love that this person here that's like out of the scene very much is like coming back down to here is this person that needs to fight, this needs to battle for being like the pig that flew or whatever, this oddball or this strangeness from a prior life. And it's sort of like you you owning that and loving yourself and offering love to that prior version of yourself from another life. I'm sorry if I'm not wording that right. I can see it in my mind. I don't know if I'm putting that. You sitting in your own oddness in this lifetime and offering love to the old version of yourself from a prior life. Does that make sense? I don't know if that makes sense, but in like the way of like being like, I see you, and like that it's almost making that prior self proud in a way. And I don't know, like it's just this, you're at a soul level, your soul is very proud, and it's the incorporation of both of the version of yourself that felt like it needed to fight against oddness. But in this life, it's like you're cracked open, you're focusing in on what's beautiful. You're focusing in on what's the good things. You're basically focusing in on the good things and not ignoring this either. Like also with the Four of Cups, you're not ignoring this karma. It looks like you are actively working it out. So let's move on to your oracle card here, which is Surrender to the Sweetness, Venus energy, pleasure, joy, make love to life. This is a sensual, highly feminine card. It's a call to surrender to the sweetness of life, to let the ever-abundant feminine take over, to taste the fruits you've been working so hard to grow, to let your senses take over and really drink in your life with wonder, to get intoxicated on the simple bounty that this planet has to offer and which you have within you when your well is full. The ancient Babylonians connected the feminine goddess Ishtar to the planet Venus, and in Roman mythology, Venus was the goddess of love and beauty. In our night sky, aside from the moon, Venus shines the brightest. Time is our most precious what's wrong with me today? Precious resource. And it's the greatest healer. If you've been all work and no play, this is a sign to take some time out, to reconnect with your lover, play with your children, and give yourself the luxury of time without an agenda. Many of us are so busy building our lives that we forget to enjoy them. We forget why we decided to build them in the first place. Disconnection from the sweetness causes more pain than we realize. So many of us walk into soulless buildings 5 days a week in the name of survival. We strive to build the life of our dreams, but drive ourselves to exhaustion. This card is wooing you back to the pleasures of being human, to focus on what really matters and enjoying your incredible life. Yes. So I love that it's talking about like focusing in on like the beautiful things in life as opposed like the sweetness of life. Surrender to the sweetness, and like surrendering to the sweetness of you and your uniqueness and your beauty. And look at how beautiful this card is actually. And just being with that and, like focusing in on that, which I think that's what you're doing. And it's all right here. And it's really, I do feel you surrendering to this, the beauty of you, and not getting caught up in that devil, in your ear telling you that you are not enough and that you are weird or strange or, whatever judgments that come in, that they're incorrect. All right. So let's see. At the end of this lifetime, let's pull from this deck. At the end of this lifetime, what will this karma be? How will it be settled? What will be the outcome of this? Oh, you have another Ace of Wands. Ace of Wands. I want to say like go for it. But that doesn't make any sense. Oh, I love that. So from the 10 to the Ace, released a big amount of that karma will be released from that you will be holding less. So if you remember from the end of this life, I was saying that this is the karma that you took into the next life. Look, you're holding all these sticks and now you're only holding this one. So I don't know if it's because it's not all worked out or if it's just telling me the message that, like a lot of it will be cleared out. So who knows, maybe not all, but a lot of it will be. And at a soul level, you have the decision to choose when you're done. Do I want to so if you've cleared out a lot, your soul will probably be like, oh, good enough. So keep up the good work. It looks like you're doing really well. Let's see if there's any messages from your angels, if they want to give you any what's the word? Advice. I can't talk today. Any advice from your spirit guides, angels? Spiritual understanding. Archangel Raziel, I am bringing you esoteric information and symbols and helping you understand spiritual truths. So I guess just the general message of that they're with you and they want you to know that. That they are helping you work through this. They are helping you work through all of this. That they're always with you, helping you work through it. So that's quite beautiful. All right, pile number 1. I hope that all resonated. If it did not, please pick another pile. If you could please like this video and subscribe to my channel, it would really help me grow. And please comment down below your specific stories. I love to hear about them, and I hope to see you on a future reading. Bye. Hello, pile number 2. This is your reading for what karma from a prior life is, are you working out today? And I already have all your cards laid out, so let's get right into it. So there is a lot of dark energy here. I'm just gonna say it. Yeah. I don't necessarily believe that there is an actual devil or Satan or whatever, but I'm getting very much potential for some. Okay, for some, in a prior life, you may have been a little more attracted to the darkness of life, because you have the devil twice here. Okay, so the top row I'm reading as your prior life. Bottom row, we'll get into this current life. So I'm seeing you have devil twice. You have the devil twice here. And then you have the 5 of Swords. It's a very chaotically depicted one too. Which, I mean, they're all pretty dark, but it's a lot of fighting and us against them and needing to take, feeling like there's no cooperation with people, and it's possible in your life you were born into a situation where that's how life was, and you had to sort of fend for yourself. And so I don't know why too, I'm getting the message of like, here comes this dark energy, this devil kind of energy, to sort of like, the devil's got his hand on this person's head and is like, sort of like, I got you, I'll comfort you. And so I almost wonder if you were sort of drawn to this fight energy, this negative energy, this dark energy, where it's like that you have to be you have to fight your way through life. You have to fight your way through life, that life is bad. If you ever like watch the news, it's all these like negative things and stuff typically to get views. It's sort of like that was your mentality, is life is this dark place, and that I need to be almost one with the darkness too, to be able to live here, to be able to survive. I have to make a deal with the devil, even like that. I need the power of this darkness I need to be on the top of this darkness to be able to survive here. And I see over here with the devil, it's very much this kind of it's really brought you down. This negative energy, you sort of, it's got tangled. You're very tangled. I get this very much like, I'll help you kind of energy here with like see, like I said, I don't necessarily believe in the devil, like that there is an actual devil. I just believe in like this dark energy, sort of like you sided with this dark energy to survive. And then there's this sort of like, your life felt very dark and sad, and because that you kept that energy present in your life, but you were so tangled in it that it was almost, you felt that it was an impossible string to untie, like rope to untie around yourself, that it was just very much like that you were very caught in it. And with this star and the sun here, I think most of that life was sort of lonely and hoping for like the sun to come out, like, or hoping for some type of lightness in your life, something beautiful to come. But if you're so shrouded in darkness and like fighting, and that it would be almost hard to bring anything like that in, that you felt like, you lived this kind of like sad, dark life, and were hopeful for happiness and light. You were hoping for the light to come in, but it just never did. And at the end of your life, I see you, very, very hopeful for the sun here, and wanting that. So at the life ends, and the soul continues, and so let's say the soul's over here and like, what the hell just happened? Man, I really got caught up in that darkness. Now I gotta retry this. I gotta send me back in, coach. I gotta redo this. So you're sent back in, and it looks like immediately there is some healing going on, some balancing out of energies of the darkness and the light, and immediate healing going on. I don't know if it was because of the family that you were born into, or if you just, I don't know, something immediately, there was some healing going on. And also possibly maybe your spirit guides, because with the temperance and the high priestess, it could be something on the other side, that you possibly got sent into this life with some guides that were like immediately like, let's try to balance this out and help you along the way. But really it comes down to you doing this at a soul level. And I see with this high priestess possibly getting in touch with really doing the inner work and getting in touch with yourself to work through this karma. It looks like and possibly even coming into this life with some spiritual gifts that connected you more to source, and able to, work through the karma instead of getting lost in the darkness. But I'm in this lifetime, just the last reading had this too, where it looks like you're very much doing this, that you are living a happy, beautiful life in this lifetime. I mean, the 10 of Cups, you can't read that in any other way of just beautiful. And I love that this rainbow is coming from you as this nurturing person. I apologize. I'm going to let that finish. All right. Sorry about that. That this nurturing person. And I love how, like, whatever you're covered in, it's a lot. There's a lot going on, and you have like trudged through the darkness, and that you are open, that you're keeping your little shutters open to life and everyone. And but that because you have this, like you're this, like the Queen of Pentacles, this very nurturing person, that is creating like this rainbow in your life, that it's almost like your focus is more on the nurturing of yourself and others, and that creates this beautiful and also the relationships of life too. There's two hands coming in, and the focus on the relationships of life, and that's creating a beautiful life. And wow, coming over here to this 8 of Wands, and oh wow, I love that this 8 of Wands is it's a, what do you call that? The palette. And these are all the, like, the paints and stuff, and that the paints that you're choosing for this life look at how beautiful this scene is. The paints that you have chosen to paint your life with in this life are so much different than the last life. And you're really working through this karma just by being that. There's nothing else that you have to do to release this karma other than live something that is that is more in line with what your soul wanted. And it looks like at the end of your life, your soul was really searching for the light, really searching here and hopeful for the light. And you didn't get to experience that. And in this lifetime, it really does look like you are experiencing it. And so you have portal over here, which let me grab that. And portal is very much like walking, and I love it's rainbowy too, just like this rainbow, walking into this beautiful bright light, walking into the sun, into the light in this life. Like even this person too, walking here off the palette that you have painted, you have placed the colors that on your palette of life that you want to paint. You want to paint this beautiful life, and there you are walking. You've created it, you're walking into it, and in this life you very much are, I think, dissolving this karma. But let's see what portal has to say. Doors are opening, you decide. Rewards, wild card. Doors are opening for you. Your thoughts are extra powerful for you right now. Planets are aligning. The timing is right. The universe is saying yes. You have the Midas touch. Your hard work is being rewarded. This is a time when you can reap the rewards for efforts made in the past. It's also a time when you can achieve a lot. Great leaps can be made. Extreme transformation can occur. Great distances can be traveled in a short space of time. You're swimming with the cosmic current of life. What experience would you like to have? What do you want to create? What new adventure would you like to manifest? Don't lose focus. Use this moment in time wisely. Be conscious and clear with your emotions and thinking. Projects that you've been working on are coming to fruition. Things are in full bloom. It's time to take your harvest and taste your well-earned fruits. When this card comes up in a spread, it's a sure sign that effortless change is possible. If you've been looking for a sign, this is your portal into the new reality. Now is the time to make big changes. If you've been guided to switch things up, you're extremely well supported right now. Use this energy and jump right on in. That's quite beautiful. And I love that it talks about effortless change, because that's what I was just saying is effortless change. It's just basically living a beautiful life, not getting so caught up in the negative. It looks like it was a very negatively focused life before, especially with 2 devils and 5 of swords. I mean, oh my gosh, like that's pretty negative. So it's really just focusing in on the positive to be able to work this karma out, because your soul really wants you to live a beautiful life. And let's see, at the end of this life, wait, how many cards? Let's use this deck. At the end of this life, what will be the outcome of this karma? That shot out, but not one card. What do we have? Oh, there we go. Oh, I love it. 10 of Pentacles. Well, if you have the 10 of Cups and the 10 of Pentacles, what will be, and the 10, it's a very finishing, it's the final, it's an end to something. And the end to something is living a beautiful life, that you, just living a beautiful life. The 10 of Cups, the 10 of Pentacles, that is very different than what this is. So it looks like you will have achieved your goal in at least from a soul level of what you wanted to work, some of the karma that you wanted to work out. I think we all get a little bit of different types of karma that we choose to work out, but that's one of the biggest ones that you wanted to. So let's see, is there any advice from your spirit team right now in regards to anything, really? Anything meant just for you. Okay. We got two, so we'll read them both. Indigo and crystal children. You have a bond with children. In particular, you can help children who are sensitive. Oh, that's interesting because that's right on top of the, what do you call it card? The High Priestess. And very similar color themes going on too, the pink and the blue. So very much you could also, you could have some spiritual inclinations, I don't know, some spiritual gifts that might be helping you through this in this lifetime to working out this karma, but also possibly some advice in regards to children. Maybe there might be some advice for some in this reading that to be more childlike, to think in, because if you come over here, this childlike, I almost wonder in this lifetime you were potentially like, whatever it was something that started very early on and then created your mindset of like this negative thinking that when you came to the end of your life, you're still this like little child inside that just wanted the sun to come out. I don't know why I'm getting that message, but yeah, just very much like hope, just this little child still just hopeful that the sun would come out and like shine on them. Like they didn't really want to be in this like negative energy their entire life, but it just happened to be so. Anyways, I'll move on. Healthy lifestyle. Eat a healthful diet, get adequate sleep, and exercise regularly for optimal health. Yeah, treat yourself good. I think that really just working out that karma is living a healthy lifestyle in every way, in every aspect of really making sure to check in with yourself and what it is that is good for you. All right, pile number 2. That was your reading. I hope that all resonated. If it did not, please pick another pile. If you could please like this video and subscribe to my channel, it would really help me grow. And also comment down below your specific stories. I love to hear about them. And I hope to see you on a future reading. Bye. Hello, pile number 3. This is your reading for what karma have you brought into this life to be worked out that is from a prior life. So I already have your cards laid out, so let's get right into it. So right away I am seeing there is some type of so I'm getting this message of there was something that you like walked away from in a prior life of like, because it was too much fighting and it was a lot to take on. But I almost wonder if you came into that life to specifically like help others. It's a little bit no, okay, I'm gonna go with the message that I'm seeing. I always second guess myself. So it looks like there is this youthful energy here with the kids and the person in the middle, and everyone's like fighting and battling, but then it gets worse over here, and these are adults, and now the sticks are bloodied, and like, but like you have walked away from this and it's gotten worse. So there was something that you had walked away from in a prior life that was some type of struggle here. Spirit, what is this? Is it actual people fighting, or is it just something that you struggled with as a child and then it just got worse as an adult? Tell me. There's the 5 again. Okay, that's crazy. The 5 again, to clarify whatever the struggle is. It is some type of struggle. Let's see. What is the struggle though, Spirit? Maybe it's just meant to be vague. The Empress. Let me just look at this for a minute. Okay. So I'm seeing some type of spiritual struggle. And what's interesting is this Judgment card came out, the first thing before any other cards came out was I thought spiritual connection because this little baby being delivered. But then I was like, other cards came out and I was like, okay, maybe it's not about that. But now I'm going back to my first instinct because it does seem like it's some type of spiritual struggle. Some type of spiritual connection. And especially with this like higher power, almost with the world and the baby and the higher power looking over you and struggling with that, but walking away at some point. I don't know why in a prior life that you walked away. It could be that you maybe saw things in life that made you feel as though how could there even be anybody on the other side for me, spiritually speaking? Like, how could there be anything spiritual in the world with the bad things that happen? And I see this sort of like even like back and forth, and I this person is covered in serpents, so I'm getting very much this like idea of like what sort of back and forth between, not that I believe in the serpent in the Garden of Eden or anything like that, but imagery, speaking, like just looking at the imagery and the symbol. There you go. That's what I'm symbolically speaking. This sort of back and forth between some type of spiritual connection and some type of not. If that makes any sense. But the struggle was real. It seems like there was this battling with even yourself and God and spirituality, but choosing to walk away from it. And if you look, that was why my first inclination is this like reaching up to God here, but then choosing to walk away. Let's see. Just because I'm curious, why did you choose to walk away? Why did you choose to walk away from a spiritual life? You felt very ignored. And there's no other way around it. You felt very ignored by God, and maybe you weren't even focused, though. Maybe you were more focused in the material realm too. But there was this, either that you ignored God. No, it's why you did. So I think that what you felt was very left behind and abandoned by God, or any type of spirit realm, whatever you subscribe to. So that's interesting. I was just mainly curious why you would, in another life, choose that. Okay, so coming down to your current life, let's see where you're at. You have the Page of Pentacles, which is another youthful energy, a child-like energy, matching up with that Judgment card there. But then the Two of Pentacles again, the Two of Pentacles. But I see you riding here. I might get a little weepy here. I'm picking up on this. Sorry. Ooh. I just don't want anybody to ever feel abandoned, you know? But, oh, is the chain broken? The chain is broken. Okay. I see you here struggling alone with the serpent, but here you're struggling, or sorry, you're not struggling. It looks like this chain has been broken. So, but you are trudging through some type of, I don't know, thickness. This is kind of an odd depiction here of the Two of Pentacles. But, oh, sorry, I'm noticing stuff. It looks like you are, oh, I love it. So, and you got to the end of that life, right? And you were like, okay, when you realize that you're not actually alone by God, you want to re-experience, because you came into that life potentially to experience something like that and then try to overcome it, but it looks like you didn't, and so that karma continued into that, and you were like, let's try that again. So you, boom, came into this new life. But I see you here, instead of being alone in the struggle or feeling alone, that maybe there is this feeling of presence here. Because if you notice that God very much, or maybe this is just general advice to you, if you are still struggling with this, that God is with you, and that like the little petals, the little petals, and I see your injured self covered in like bandages here, and that someone does have control over this. You're not alone, that you're not pedaling alone, basically. I'm not saying that God has like complete control over it, because I think that there's a lot of like things that you're just your choice, like free will and all that is just, you can create your own life. God wants you to just experience based on what you want to experience, but that God is with you, pedaling with you. And I don't want to say that it's perfect in this lifetime. In all the other readings, it looks like people were really like working through it. I'm not saying you're not working through it. I'm not saying you're not working through it, but it does look like that I feel like that the spiritual realm is more open to you. You're more focused on it. And I even wonder too, is if possibly it might be advice to try to get more in touch with that side of yourself, if you do struggle with that. And then the Seven of Swords, it's sort of like this okay, so I do see you still struggling a little bit. There is still some struggle going on. And if you're not, maybe this isn't the reading for you, but I do see you here. It's almost as though there's this figure, and then like you can't quite see them, or you're blind to it, or you're staying blind, where you could just like pull that apple away from your eyes. And I almost wonder if God's like working on your heart to like, or the iceberg that you have, the ice that is around you. But if you're here on a tarot reading, you might have like, you're probably spiritually inclined. But yeah, like I said, this is a general read, so this might not be for you. I don't know. I can't imagine people aren't open to like the spiritual side, but some people are. But there is this, so Five of Pentacles, I get with this message of like this kind of like questioning the here's the church, and the Five of Pentacles is very much like having been left out in the cold, and like these hands that are like questioning why. So I do see you in this lifetime opening up a little bit more. and not completely walking away, but sort of still kind of feeling alone, still feeling like left behind by God, the spiritual world, your guides, angels, whatever. But it's not true, if that helps at all. That it's not true. And here, specifically speaking, I love that your oracle card is "You're Not Alone." I love that. I love that. I love that. What deck do I want to use? Yeah, let's just use that one. A special, I did a message from God reading the other day, if you want to check that out, but a message from God, just for you right now. Something, you have the Hermit. Sorry, that one just fell. The Hermit, the Seven of Pentacles, all right, the Hermit, the Seven of Pentacles, the Tower, and the Two of Wands. Okay, so the message is that I see you seeking for me, or for seeking in the dark for some type of connection, and that again, the message of that you're not alone, that just the recognition that you feel alone, that you're seeking alone, but it's not the case. And I love this, like the Seven of Pentacles. It's all about like this seed. The seeds have been planted, and it's almost like you are my, I don't want to say seed, like that I'm like, that you are my children. I don't know, like I could never like not watch over you, and like this, if this is God, the gardener of these seeds, that you are just my little seeds that have yet to come to fruition, and I just want you to grow so badly. I want you to grow so badly, but I also recognize that you are angry about the things in life that go wrong, and that how could you do that to me? How could you put me through that? But know that, it's so beautiful. Sometimes I stare at things and it doesn't come to me, but then when I start reading, it all comes to me, is that even though like things go badly, I am with you. Like there's person on the outside that you can't see, you can see their hand, but that's about it. That's it. That I am here right before the moment of any new, the moment before the step that you make, the moment, every moment, but in the moments when you're about to make a step towards anything, and you feel as though you're completely unguided and left alone, that I am with you in those steps. And every step thereafter, and every step before, I am always with you, and I am your gardener. I planted you, but I don't have control over the bad things that happen. But I'm with you through them. I don't have control over that he does, but that's not what it's about. You know what I mean? Like, that's not, it's your experience, even the chaotic storms and like the tower moments, that I think that he sees that you feel very alone because of those moments, but in those moments, but he wants you to know that I am with you. See this hand coming out from the tower? I am with you even in those moments too. Even in those chaotic moments, every step that you make that might be a misstep, he sees it, but he's with you still, because it's your choice ultimately. Okay, you're not alone. Let's read that. Okay, the older the soul, the deeper the cave. Many star seeds and old souls enjoy their own company. Spending time alone can be comforting and necessary for their vitality, as it allows them to commune with their soul and fill up their energetic resources, especially if they have an underactive or open root chakra or find it hard being human. Many starseeds find it more nourishing to retreat than to spend their time in meaningless conversations and relationships. However, we must remember that we're not here to go about this life alone. Humans are pack animals, and we all need the love, company, and support of others, both emotionally and physically. In our increasingly online world, we can be connected to more people and yet feel more alone and isolated than ever. There's still so much we don't know about the energetic side effects of things like social media, with so many people knowing our news. What is it doing to our auric field? Commonly, we find ourselves in constant conversation, yet lacking the genuine connection of physical community and touch. The main message of this card is to step out of your cave and physically reach out to those in your life, to replenish when you need to but not isolate yourself. This could be seeing friends and family who live nearby, or having a regular catch-up walk with someone. In what ways can you open yourself up to the people who are physically in your life, those those you truly know? Okay, so that brings about another message, actually. If this is just about feeling isolated in general and just having walked away from people in your life because they're just so chaotic, like, that could be a general message for someone as well, is if you're just sort of this loner in this life. You very much your soul wanted you to be connected with others, but I'm getting real spiritual messages here. I mean, there's church here, like I got the high priestess, the judgment. I'm getting very, 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 very spiritual message, especially with this message in general. I mean, I did specifically ask a message from God, but, like, you know, I love that he is the gardener for us. That he just plants the seeds and allows them to grow. Like, he watches over them, but he just allows them to grow. Even when the storm comes, he doesn't run out there and, put up tarps or try to, like, make the storm stop. That's just part of the life experience, but he's there with you through it. I really, really love that. And if I could ever depict what God is doing, this is quite beautiful. And I'm really actually glad I pulled those cards because I love it. All right, so at the end of this life, let's see. At the end of this life, will this karma be, how will this karma, sorry, I didn't finish my question. At the end of this life, how will this karma be worked out? Will it be worked out? Like, what's the outcome of this karma at the end of this lifetime for you? Ultimately, it's a choice. It looks like there might need to be some more active work on your part. And it looks like getting spiritually in touch with that side of yourself, with the high priestess, might help. The sun. Oh, yes. It looks like that I don't know. Yeah, that you will realize that how could you possibly be alone? It's the sun. It's so beautiful. Yes, this will be quite beautiful. Quite a beautiful outcome to this karma. Very, very beautiful. I got very weepy on this one. Very weepy. All right. Let's pull an angel card for advice for you right now. Advice that your angels want to tell you, your guides want to tell you. Any advice for you right now? Oh, 2. I didn't mean to pull 2, but I got 2. Okay, so we have clairsentience. Notice your reoccurring physical and emotional feelings as they signify divine guidance. So the connection, like I was saying, that there is, if you feel as though you're alone, and I know I get this feeling at times when I feel like there's times we get like connection in waves sometimes, and it's typically our own doing because of like you're focusing in on negative things. I know when I focus in on negative things, I feel like I'm out of that connection, and I'm like, oh no, where did God go? Where did my guides go? Where did the beautiful feelings and the flow that I had, where did that all go? And it's really just I'm focusing. It's usually the things that I'm watching on TV or the YouTube videos that are negative things. I get the more you watch something, the more it recommends it to you on YouTube. So if you're watching negative stuff, if you're watching like serial killer stuff and all this negative input, it can make you feel like you're in this kind of negative area as opposed to this like spiritually connected, beautiful. And if you notice the times when you're only inputting beautiful things, you really feel quite amazing and like spiritually connected. So it's just really getting in touch with that side of yourself, and possibly even cutting out, sorry, I got an itch on my arm, cutting out negative input to clear those channels. So, okay, relationship harmony. We angels are opening the hearts of everyone involved. Arguments and conflicts are being resolved now. And then also just like knowing that your angels are there, like they're opening your heart. Or even possibly the advice to open your heart to it. That, like my boyfriend, he, when I met him, he was, atheist. He is atheist, and he's with this like super woo-woo person, but I kind of toned down my woo-woo so it wouldn't like kind of freak him out. But he was atheist when I met him, like hardcore atheist, like all throughout his life, total hardcore atheist. And now he considers himself agnostic, but also sort of believes in God now, and it's no doing of my own. Like, I'm not like forcing any beliefs on him, but it was just this sort of opening to the ideas of it. And when I met him, he thought he was actually open to other ideas, but what he didn't realize was he was very closed off to other ideas. And it's interesting how, because he's open just a little bit, how it just floods in. Spirituality just wants to like flood into you when you crack open that door a little bit. You crack open your heart just a little bit, and like your angels are like, finally I can talk to you, I can get a hold of you, I can give you like, like beautiful messages. We can't come in if you don't want us to come in, basically. All right. Pile number 3. I hope that all resonated. If it did not, please pick another pile. If you could please like this video and subscribe to my channel, it would really help me grow. And also comment down below your specific stories. I'd love to hear about them. And I hope to see you on a future reading. Bye.